everyone, how's it going? My name is Joanne, and in case those of you that doesn't know or notice yet, my channel is pretty much consists of a lot of different things, from gaming to cosplaying to gardening, my cats, stuff like that, right? But today I'm gonna introduce you to another thing that I also do, and it's not something I mention a lot of, mainly because I don't know, it's not like I have no idea why I don't mention it a lot, but today I'm going to introduce you to it. And they are called Asian ball jointed dolls, and I owned one of each size, mainly because of my business, which is, as you can see in the back here, these are all my fur wigs. I make and sell fur wigs for these dolls, but either way, it's just a perfect excuse to own a lot of dolls, right? So anywho, I'm gonna introduce you to them, and let me get them really quick here. This is one of them. These are the tiniest size. I bet there's tinier one, but this is the tiniest I've owned, or I owned. This is called Piki, and he's one of the I know, he's in a dress. But he's one of the earlier Pookie that was released. But anyway, so here's one. He's currently modeling for one of my clothes. So yeah, here's Pookie Piki, and his name is Naru Naru. So that's one. The second size up that I also have is they're the USD side. So they're usually being known as USD size, but this is the next one. And this one is from Doll Fairyland, and I think it's Bisol is his name. So here he is. That's how big he is. Isn't that cute? So yeah, so this is the fur that I make for them. So I make hair and I make clothes, and this piece of clothes I also made too. So yeah, so that's that. And then my favorite size, pretty much from USD up, is this is MSD size, which is the medium size usually. But yeah, so this is the boy, and today's special feature will be cutting his hair, because apparently a lot of people let me know that they don't know how to style hair. I didn't realize that, but you know, it's one of those things where, you know, I bet it'll help people if I do a tutorial on it. So here's this is MSD size. His name is Shinichi, and this one name is, oh my god, totally escaped my head just now. Oh, Yuta. So yeah, and then finally the big size. Oh, one second. Finally, the big size is this guy right here. He is an SD size. He's just a standard SD. There's many other SD size out there nowadays, and they're huge. I mean, I've just seen one where they're like as big as a toddler. So here's my SD size, and that's how big he is. Woo! He's like from my head to my stomach. So he's a pretty big boy. So pretty much owning SD size is kind of hard for me to carry them around. Pretty much, yeah. I mean, I need to make more clothes for this boy. So he's pretty big. I have a doll carrier bag for them all. I just kind of push them on there and they have to share it, you know. And some people have them for individual dolls, you know. Everyone's different. But anyways, today specifically, we are doing tutorial on how to style a fur wig. So I hope it helps, and let's get to it. So in order to style a wig, first you need, of course, a wig. And most of the wig you receive is, you know, same from my shop, is every time you order a wig from my shop, they come naturally like this. So you have to kind of style them yourself. Good thing about fur wig is they kind of defy gravity. So you can style them as much as you like, or when you take a photo, for example, and you're like, there's no wind, I want some wind. Well, let's flip them this way, flip them this way, oh look, there's wind. But anyways, that's the fun part. That's the reason I like fur wig, just because they're so fun. You know that, yep. But first you need a wig, and then second, I would suggest, I know it's gonna sound loud, but a bag. Either a big bag or a big sheet of paper or whatever that you can make a mess on, because these fur, they're gonna get everywhere. And if you can too, have a vacuum handy, because you can just vacuum them all up later. Or get one of those lint roller. So that's another thing you can have. For me, I'm a bum, so I can just do it later. So most important thing you need is pretty much the tools. So I would suggest, I can't find my actual wig cutting scissor, but these will do just fine. So any of these, this is actually a wig cutting scissor or hair cutting scissor. I found this at, like, you know, any beauty supply store. They run about $3 to $5, $6, depends on how good they are, I guess you can say. I think I got these one for like $3 something, $4. I just want to give them a try. But yeah, anything with like long and pointy, the longer they are, they will be better to cut, especially when it comes to like either real hair or wigs that you wear. But for doll wigs, this is a fabric cutting scissor. I use this to cut on my wigs, patterns and stuff. This is this one, I think, I don't know, I think I got it for like $1 or $2 at Hobby Lobby, and if you have coupons, it works. But in general, anything with a pointy end like this would do. And when it comes to doll wigs, you don't need a lot. I mean, real wigs you might need longer, but you know. And so lastly, another thing you need is one of these brush. Some people use, like, you know, those bristle brush, I guess. I don't have it with me, but yeah, bristle brush. But for me, I just use this, and I'll show you how to comb with these. They're really simple, but this one helps with parting. But I don't know, I rarely find myself using it, but it's handy to have if you need it. So definitely that. So those are the only two things you need. You can have water if you like. It does keep things in place and kind of just wet your hand and run it through the hair or the fur if you like. But like I said, I do it all at the end, and so for me, that's how I do it anyways. So let's get started. Let's zoom into this guy. Best thing to do is find a place for your doll to sit just like this. Let me see if I can turn it down a little bit. Yeah, I found this little box that he can sit on, like a shoe box. Secondly, I forgot to mention this. This is optional. Best thing you can do is just strip your doll or something and just brush them off later. But I like to cover mine with a little, you know, paper towel or something. So that way I can just take it out and clean them up later. So I forgot to do that. But what you need for that is pretty much just a paper towel. And then get a piece of tape. And then tape them up. I know, he's gonna love it. He's gonna look so fabulous, he'll love it. So yeah, just tape him up, and then after that, you also need a reference photo. And most of you, since you have, you know, a doll look in mind, you probably have what you want the wig to look like. But today, I'm cutting mine kind of look like that. So I want it to curl and blah blah blah, straight down that way. So as right now, it's like, you know, everywhere. So he's all wrapped up. The trash bag is right under him. We are good to go. So first thing you need to do before you style anything, of course, is determine where you want your splits to be. So mine's gonna be around here. Next is you want to take your comb and you want to brush it out. So you want to brush all the wigs out, and not just brush it like this. What you want to do is take this and go right to the roots, because that's where all the you know, like poofiness is from. So, and instead of just brushing it like this, what you want to do is take this like that, and you wiggle it like this, and then as you brush, you wiggle it. So you want to do that, and that will flatten it out a lot. And what you would do is, you can start up here if you like, but what I like to do is start from the bottom. So what you do is you start from the bottom and then you comb it to the top. So for example, down here, the thing about my wig is that I start on the bottom here. I braided it, so I won't mess with it too much. So as you do that by layer by layer, and just kind of pick a clump and then brush it. Or another option is take the whole wig off and then brush it before you put it back. Alright everybody, so I got it all brushed out perfect. I don't know, I think I put the wig back on too crooked. Let's fix it a little bit. Yoink. So all my wigs are elasticated. So the way let me just show you here. The way you put it on is really simple. I know he's all bald now. Is that you always want to put the wig on where the fur is flowing downward. Of course, you don't want to go like that. That'll be kind of weird. So anyways, you go ahead and press the front like this, hold it down while your finger is under his face with your thumb on the wig, and then you just pull. That's how you put a fur wig on. I don't know about other stuff or other brand, but that's how you put my fur wig on, at least. Because it's elasticated, it is kind of hard to put it on, but once it's on, it's on. I mean, you can take him right here and flip him upside down and it'll be okay. See, you can even yank it and it'll be okay. So that's what I like about it. Anyways, so after you brush the hair, I'm gonna try different, scissors just to see which one I like better. So no particular reason. So the way to cut them is, if you want to thin the wig out, you need to find where the wig is poofiest. Usually it's on the two side. So what you do, I just use a scissor to split it, but on the side here is actually very poofy. And what you want to do is, can't see. All right, let me move. Yeah. So that way you guys can see. But what you want to do is when you cut, make sure the scissor is pointing straight at where the wig is flowing. So that means you have to pull up like this. Let me zoom out a little bit. There you go. So for example here, this part is all stick together and fluffy, and you want to just go straight down with the blade like that and just snip it like this. And then right after you sniff it, take your finger and pull out the part that you just cut. So that's how you thin a wig out. And usually I would thin them behind the ears, upper here, just to get it to like kind of thin out a bit. Up here, it's optional. Up here I usually keep it because it gave that nice poof. But sometimes if I want it short though, I do have to sniff it. So this one is a little too much. And then you kind of just pull them to face so it can face the scissor, and then just snip it straight down. And you want to snip it from the roots and not the ends, because the ends is what give you that length that you like. So if you snip all the ends off, then you won't have that nice that nice stuff anymore. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep on going here, and same thing, you kind of just go straight in wherever this fur is facing. You have to go with the scissor directly at it. And depending on how specific you are and what kind of look you want, you can spend more time with it and kind of just go in until you like the way it looks. But pretty much I want the end here to stay so I don't mess with it. So I'm just gonna cut the upper half, and mainly I want to thin out below here, because as the picture show, below here almost has like no hair. It kind of got really it gets really curved in or something like that. So as you can see, as you cut, remember, just keep pulling them. And then another way to cut layers is really simple. You pull it out like this, like always, and then you put the blade in the way that the hair is going, and then you sniff it at an angle. You see, watch. See? And then you just brush it down. And then you just go all the way around and do the same thing to all of them. And remember, cut it to where you like it. So you don't have to cut a lot every time. Just kind of slowly cut a little at a time until you get what you want, pretty much. And you can always save the thinning for later, after you get your shape too, like your layers and stuff. See? So then you just go all the way around. Cutting these fur wigs are actually kind of tedious, and it kind of hurts your hand after a while, depending on the style you're cutting or how much you're cutting. And then another way you can cut, this is a kind of same concept, but remember, every time you notice though, I straighten them out. You just go in like this. That's another way to thin the wig out. And then you can either brush it. I like to use my fingers usually and just pull it out. I can control it more that way. Same with this one. And this is how you cut bangs and stuff too. Like so. Wiggle it in. make sure it touches the end before you snip it. But see like how it's already creating more layers and more texture on the doll's hair? Yep, and then you just keep sniffing and yeah. That's pretty much how you cut the wig, really. And again, like I said, just go in to each of the part that you see that is too full. Go all the way down to the roots and snip it. And snip a little at a time. Don't go like, oh my god, just go a little scissor happy on it, you know? Then you don't have any wig to mess with. So for those of you that are new at this, I would suggest you get a patch of fur or old fur and just play with it until you get a hang of it, and then go in and cut the real wig. Because don't do what I did, because one time I had to replace a watch battery, right? Yeah, a watch battery, and then I was like so excited. I watched YouTube, I figured out how to do it, but then I never done it before. So you know what I did? I went in and did it on my favorite watch ever, and it's ruined forever. Because I did it wrong, the hands all fell off, and I can't ever have that watch again. And they don't make that watch anymore, which makes me even more sad. And that's completely my fault. So, and the sad part was, I have like 3 other cheap watch that also need battery replacement that I don't wear. But I got super excited, super happy. I went in and I tried to change the watch on my favorite watch, and then I mess it up. But the second one I did was perfect on a watch that I don't wear, so that makes me even more sad. I'm so sad about that. But yeah, okay, this is gonna freak some of you out, so for non-doll owners, I'm sorry. But I've been working on this, and it's thinned out pretty good so far, right? See, cause look at the shape of it though. Like, it's thinned out a lot, and you know, that's what you do. You just kind of pick little clumps at a time, and then just snip it to thin it out like you like it too. So yeah. And then also in the end, if you want it to be specific, and kind of just pull the shorts part out, and then just kind of snip the end here, like barely anything, but that will pretty much straighten all your layers out. But this is the best way that I found to create layers. Another thing I forgot to mention is also, before you start cutting, I already start shaping it, so I cut it to the length that I want, and then now I'm starting to thin it out and make it thinner. But another thing that you also need to do is determine where your side bang is going to be. So split that up. I did the same for this side here, and that way it'll give you more of an accurate kind of look. So then you are free to pretty much, it's kind of telling you you're free to cut all these and thin it out if you like. So yeah, same with these one over here. Okay, I kind of changed position a little bit, but this will probably help a lot. I'm just gonna film it, all these in, what is it? I'm just gonna speed through it so you can actually watch how the wig come about. But another thing I forgot to mention again, that's gonna freak a lot of people out, and I'm sorry, but when you cut wigs, please, once your doll sit down, and especially, you can even have some weight on it so it can stay still. But the best way, really, is to turn its head as much as you like. So that way you don't have to move a lot. So, like I said, gonna freak a lot of people out. I'm sorry, but here we go, okay? for watching. I am gonna start styling the hair. So now that we got our base down, I hope that really helps some of you guys to style your doll hair. And I mean, compared to the sketch, it looks pretty decent in my opinion. But other than that, I'll be doing another video probably right after this, but right now I don't have any. This video is way too long, so I'm gonna make it into second part where we're gonna learn how to curl the wig. Yes, I figured out how to curl fake fur. So yes, we're gonna learn how to curl this. We'll learn how to straighten the back after we curl it, and then we're gonna learn how to make it wavy as well. So stay tuned for that. Alright, Shinichi signing out. Bye! Thanks for watching, everybody.